North Fayette Valley Tiger Hawks getting ready for the playoffs this week and a trip down to Monticello. Head coach Justin Heins joining us. And last week, a Thursday night game at Crestwood. Crestwood ended up getting you 14-7. Your final impressions of that game, and B, are you dried out from that game yet?
A little bit. It's a good thing I had three different change of clothes with me that night. But yeah, I think the weather, more the wind than the rain, kind of got us a few times, and then ball got pretty sloppy to hold on to for us and them. Stopped a few drives both ways, and got them a short field, early on in the game that they were able to capitalize on, and they were able to score on a fourth down against us. It was like 3:30 left in the game, so didn't really help ourselves out there, seeding wise, and nothing went our way Friday night, and could have been the 1 seed, but dropped to the 4 and got a trip to Monticello.
And looking at that game against Crestwood, are there lessons to take from that game, or did the weather play such a factor that it's hard to establish any teaching points from that game?
Yeah, it's hard to judge. There was a few plays where we kind of missed some blocking assignments in some big spots, and can learn from that. But just guys getting to the ball and missing tackles here and there, is kind of a weather deal and sloppy field and holding on to the balls when it hasn't been, driving rain and mud. We haven't really had a problem with it, so I don't put a lot of thought into that side.
And when you give up 14 points, you can't be too displeased with your defense, correct?
Yeah, I mean, they played well. We know we're undersized against some of these teams, and when they're able to just pound it at us, we can do some things better. But all in all, linebacking crew led us in tackles. They did a nice job, and we're just going to have to be a little bit better up front this week.
But bottom line, you did earn a right to play at least a ninth game this week. And sometimes, especially with a successful program like yours, I think sometimes people take that for granted. It's something to be celebrated to get to the postseason, correct?
Oh, for sure. When 4 out of the 6 teams make it, you can say, well, we better make it. But, there's always that chance. Like when we beat Osage, they were rolling, had just beat Dyke New Hartford and beat New Hampton, and things kind of went south for them, and they ended up on the outside looking in. So you always got to appreciate making it, and whether we're hosting the game or going somewhere else, and we just ended up down with Monticello, and we'll take it.
And Monticello team lost their first game of the year, but they've won 7 straight games. Looking at them on film, what impresses you about them?
Well, Preston Reese is pretty impressive. Iowa recruit at linebacker and plays a really good linebacker. I think leads the state in tackles for loss, but I think he's 3rd in the state in rushing and 3rd in the state in passing. So he's a handful, and a lot of everything they do runs through him. And we're just going to have to be ready to get people to the ball and tackle.
And how do you counter a guy like that on defense? Do you game plan for him specifically or schematically, or are there other kids that can step up on that side of the ball?
Yeah, sometimes you kind of feel it out with best defenders. Some guys are good to run away from, and some guys are just, you're better off running actually right at him and try to get some hats on him. But we'll prod, and we'll try a few different things and a few different formations and see where we get.
I believe you went down there in the playoffs a couple of years ago. Are any similarities between that team and this team?
Yeah, their defense looks a lot alike with what they try to do. And he was quarterback then, but he was hobbled with like a high ankle sprain and wasn't able to move around a whole lot. And they had 2 really good receivers then. They got one that's really standing out now, and a guy you got to account for. So some similarities. He'll be a different beast, being able to run it and throw it.
All right, Coach. Hopefully it can open some eyes with victory this Friday night. Keep your kids healthy. We wish best of luck.
Sure, thanks.
North Fayette Valley coach Justin Heins. It's Tiger Hawks in Monticello Friday night.